It's okay, buddy. Looks like it's just me and you and your half-idiot brother up the road. Did you miss the ball? I certainly did. Stay tuned.
Nerdy dude stuff.
For those of you keeping track at home, today's beer of the day is Three Creeks Brewing, based out of Central Oregon, 5 Pine Chocolate Porter. This is a nice dark porter with 6.2% alcohol by volume, and each barrel is made with 2 pounds of dark chocolate. Not really much of a porter slash stout guy, but the strong, heavy flavor of dark chocolate really has my interest. Cheers to you guys.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video about Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and all that good stuff. If you found my channel and you haven't done so yet, please take a moment to consider hitting that subscribe button and turning on the bell notification as we post videos weekly and we stream every Monday. Now, the ultimate dream is to retire on cryptocurrency. To not have to work a regular 9 to 5 or a 4-hour split shift job like myself, or to be out in the field and away from valuable research time when I can only do it when I'm taking a poop out in the field. Because sometimes when I'm out working, I miss really, really good opportunities. And so, as most of you know today, Mntd, which is a branch off of Rack Wireless, came out with a supply of rack miners, which are pretty much being shipped within 2 days. And I was trying to get some, but unfortunately, I was out in the field doing work, and when I got home, I was 10 minutes too late to get those miners. Originally today, I wanted to do a video about POVC 11 and how that could be impactful to increasing our crypto returns, but things change and we had to bring up this topic. I know what's going to happen now is a bunch of people have gotten in, you're getting your first set of rack miners, and you are going to be able to start earning helium, and you're going to want to know what the best setup is, which is why it's very important that you tune in on Mondays at 2 p.m. Eastern to our stream where we go over and we rate your setup and we talk about how you can improve. But today we're going to give you a quick crash course on what I have found to be most successful. As you know, right now, I have 2 miners. I have one here at my house with an antenna in the attic, which has been doing pretty solid for my area. And then I have one in my in-laws, and I do have to readjust the antenna. But it's being a little goofy today, saying it's syncing and it's offline, so I need to go over there and give it a reboot, because I know a new OTA just came out and screwed everything up. So, without further ado, we're going to jump over to my screen. We're going to take a look at what we've got, what we've used, what we've been successful in my area to see if you can line up with that, and to look at some options so you can earn the most helium with your new rack miners. So let's take a look at the screen, and we're going to go from there. All right, so over on Mntd, or getmintd.com, we had these 2 miners. This was a gold spot miner, which was a limited edition for $479, and then we had a black spot miner, regular, for $399. These are essentially the same as the racks that came out. There's a lot of details on them. I think the only difference between the two is this one is gold coloring, not actual gold plated, and I think it had like 8 gigabytes of RAM in there. Yep, 8 gigabytes of RAM. Yeah, it's freaking gold, VIP support. Gold is in color, not the actual element. This one has 4 gigabytes of RAM, and these ones would have been hardwired. And I did want to get myself 2 of the black spots, even though the golds are nice, but really I'm going to be tucking them away in attics or outside, so why would we really want these gold miners? But these are officially brought by Mntd, Black Spot Hotspot Miner by Rack. As you know, Rack Wireless was one of the original Mac daddies for helium hotspots. So if anyone's concerned that their order is not legit or anything like that, this looks all very valuable and trustworthy. And also, I've already heard that people have ordered and they are getting their tracking information. And if you do the air shipping, which there's really no point in talking about it because we can't do it anymore, we'll keep tabs and see if these come back and they're available. And of course, we'll try to get them as soon as they do. Pretty much just the black ones. So unfortunately, we missed the ball on this. We did want to get ourselves 2 of these because we do have 2 more spots for helium hotspot miners, but we were out working and we were 10 minutes late to scoop up the black one. We were keeping track on how much they had in percentage-wise, and we just did not get lucky. So we'll just have to wait until our good old Aware miners are going to be up and live about October 15th or 16th. There's an AMA tomorrow for it, and then we're going to place those in everyone's houses so that way we can continue to earn. Now, what I wanted to talk about, like, unfortunately we couldn't get this, but if you manage to get your hands on one of these, your next options are going to be to get yourself a really, really, really solid LMR 400 cable and a really decent rack antenna. Where you can go is to usacoax.com. There should be a link in the description of this video for it. We don't get any affiliation or anything like that, so don't worry about me trying to peddle a link or anything like this, but you're going to have 2 options on the site here. You're going to have Helium LMR 400 regular and Helium 400 UF, which stands for Ultra Flex. I went with the Helium LMR 400. It's not really that I didn't have any issues with the flexibility of the cable, so I opted not to pay the extra like $15 in specs for the Ultra Flex. Now, if you're in a situation where you have to bend and curve and twist, and that might be better for you, as this is a very sturdy cable, but I'm only running this under a house and I'm also running it up into an attic. I didn't really have to worry about navigating any corners, and then I just zip lined it to some beams and some ports, so that way it's tucked away nicely. Also, the cable is a fatty. It's about as thick as a highlighter. So if you take one of those nice highlighters, not the little dinky ones, but like one of those original pop top ones with the octagon looking top, it's about that thick. So these are hefty cords, but they're really, really solid. And this is truly the importance. Don't buy yourself a crappy cord on Amazon like I did. Hang on, I'll show you. So originally I went on Amazon and I bought this bad boy for 15 bucks. This is a 25-foot cord, and this did nothing for me. We're going to talk about that part in a minute. This did nothing for me. So don't go on Amazon, save yourself 15 bucks. Don't buy one of these tiny little thin cords at all. Just go ahead and just ignore that. You do want to go to USA Coax or somewhere that's providing you with the ability to custom build an LM400. You can even look on Amazon for LM400 cables, but they're not going to be the legit ones. They're just saying they're going to be low loss frequencies and so on and so forth. Now, what I did is I selected the Helium LMR 400. I used a 25-foot length, and what you can do is you can actually scroll to the bottom of the screen, and we talked about this on stream yesterday, and there is a microwave times loss efficiency calculator, and you can plug all that information in here. So we did the LMR 400. We did a 915 hertz frequency because we are in the USA, and our cable length was 25 feet. We go ahead and hit calculate, and we're going to have a maximum signal loss of 1.1 dB, which isn't terrible. And you can calculate how much you're going to have loss based on how much you need, and they have different sizes that you can purchase. So 25 feet is what I've got. You can select whatever the heck you want, doesn't matter. Now, you can also build your own you can customize it completely by selecting your adapters on both ends. So on your hotspot side, you're typically going to need an RPSMA male, so that's going to cost you an extra $5 from the cable cost. And then on the antenna side, you have plenty of options, but the antennas that I'm going to be showing you will require an N female connection right here, which is another $5. And then you can heat sink. I didn't do that. And then you can add to cart. And then, boom, you're done. And then your cable, these are based out of, I think, Jacksonville, Florida, and they usually ship within 2 days. So really, 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 really quick. So that's your cable. And that was one of the major components that a lot of people, when they're not seeing the rewards, we talk about on stream what their cables are, and they're not using a good quality cable. So I can't stress enough the importance of a good quality cable. Now, the antennas that I'm using, and of course I have two miners, so I bought this bundle here from Rack. Link for this is in the description below, and I believe you save 5% if you use that link. And I bought these cables. I bought the bundle for $80, and the shipping was $40. But you can also buy these antennas for about $40 individually, and the shipping is $16. But if you have two miners like myself, then go ahead and buy the bundle. They do come with cords and like mounting brackets, but you don't need those cords. Those cables are terrible. They're not insulated. There's a lot of signal loss, so I wouldn't even worry about them. Even if you only need like a 3-meter cable, go ahead and get yourself an LMR 400, hands down. And I know this is all redundant information that I repeat, but there's going to be a lot of new people in Helium, and this is the stuff that they need to know. Now, the reason why you want to custom build that cable the way I showed you on here is because these have that female N-type connection. And originally, if you did it SMA male to N-type male, you're going to need to buy a little adapter like this. And this is a N-type female to N-type male, so that way we can plug this into one of that old crappy cable into our antenna. These also provide signal loss, so the less connectors that you need, with the exception of your lightning arrestor, which you can get on Amazon for 15 bucks, and you can ground your cables if you're running them outside to prevent lightning strikes and static electricity, which is really important. These cables, these will cause signal loss, so you want to minimize as many connections as possible. So then here, if you're going to leave it indoors, if you're in an apartment, and let's say you can't get outside, you do have an option to do bundle 2, which will come with magnetic bases for an extra $20. These bases are $10 a pop. The only reason why I'm not a fan of the magnetic bases is because you can see that they are not running an LMR 400 cable. They are going to have some signal loss into the connection here, so I wouldn't really recommend that. I would rather just, maybe make your own little base that you have your LMR 400 cable and you mount it to, I don't know, a Funko Pop or something like that, and you have that stand up in your apartment away from windows and as high as you possibly possibly can. And that is going to be your base setup. Now, this setup works really, really well for me because this is my area. And unfortunately today, especially after the new OTA that came out, my miners are kind of being stupid. But we've gotten some good solid returns. This is one of my miners right here. We're being a little bit laggy, but you can see when I click on it, the witnesses that we get just by having that 5.8 antenna. We're getting a total of 14. We shot all the way out to 66 kilometers, which originally 43 was, I thought, my longest, but we've gone even farther than that. And we have that 5.8 with a LMR 400 25-foot cable up in our attic, not outside, not external, nothing. We are up in the attic and we are hitting all these witnesses, which I'm very, very happy with. This miner in the past 30 days, we did have a week of crap and we are going into a day of crap just because the OTA has pulled itself in just shy of 7 helium, which I'm very, very happy with those returns because if you look at my area, we don't have a lot around us. And another issue that we have is some of those people that are, this is a new miner here, so I'm excited to see if we can touch this one. That looks like a new one as well. But we have these 3 up here, and then we have these 4, 5 down here, which just haven't set up their miners in optimal positions, and we've never witnessed each other just because they don't have their setups very well. This one is my other miner. This one is currently saying that it is offline, but then on the actual app, it's saying it is syncing. So what I'm going to need to do is get over to that, and I'm probably just going to give that a nice little reboot and then work on doing the fast sync, which I know that Helium said they shouldn't be doing, but this one's kind of been goofy since that week that we came back, where we only have made about 4 Helium, which still isn't bad between the 2 that I have, but I want to see this one pull numbers like 6 to 7 within 30 days without this stupid gap in here when we had issues. And then also that antenna is tilted just ever so slightly, so I do need to get back over there and make sure I can get that straight up and parallel. I might just switch it out to a long pole sticking out because it is mounted on the side of the house, but I think we can get that bad boy higher. So overall, we have probably made ourselves, since we started mining, about 24 helium. We have pulled out our helium and moved it over to staking, which I do have a video on that. And that's just kind of what we've been doing, is making our helium earn more. So I've been very, very, very happy with the returns, especially out in my area where I don't have a lot of miners around me. So anywho, if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to reach out to me on Discord, Telegram, or Twitter. Those links are in the description of this video. Preferably on Discord. We do have a helium mining section where a lot of people are active and talking to everyone and helping if I'm not around. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on the bell notification, all that good stuff. I'm Oprius, and we'll see you guys next time. Just real quick, if you're watching this all the way to the very end, I wanted to get your opinion if you've made it this far. Back when I first started the Nerdy Dude Stuff channel in 2017, my best friend and I tried to be a video game and drinking channel, and unfortunately that never took off. So we had a logo designed and we made a t-shirt. I am currently thinking of re-releasing a t-shirt with just the Nerdy Dude Stuff logo, and if you guys would like to leave your feedback in the comments below if I should do it and set it up so we could start having t-shirts for sale, please let me know. All right? Once again, it'll be the logo only, not the background or the dudes, but let me know what you think. Just that. Right there. None of this. Just that.